it's a blessing in disguise in a way that so we have options, but it's hard to choose which option. So
Greetings, well builders. Welcome to Get Diversified, your go-to podcast for all things real estate investments.
I'm Jacqueline.
Melvin Landry. We're thrilled to embark on this wealth building journey with you.
Imagine this. What if your investments not only secure your future, but also unlock a life of financial freedom? That's what we're diving into on this show. Apartment buildings, storage facilities, mobile home parks, the whole shebang.
But here's the kicker. It's not just about investing. It's about crafting a legacy, building memories with your loved ones, and seizing every moment. Time is the currency of life. And let's be real, none of us wants to waste.
We've got the insights, experience, and dash of excitement to spice up your investing game. Plus, we'll throw in some real-life stories that'll make you see the potential in every brick and mortar.
Subscribe, buckle up, and get ready to turn your investments into the ticket to financial freedom. Together, we're not just building wealth, we're building the community of savvy investors. Let's get diversified.
so now we need to gauge in a way that is it a cost versus time. So that's what we need to look at it. So the
Yeah,
way
because you almost need to time it perfectly for when additional units are going to be needed in Central Florida, right? Because now they're not really needed.
yeah.
So you're banking on the fact that because the supply is low this year and next year, by the time you guys are finished,
Yeah,
there's going to be a need for it. So I'm sure you're kind of weighing should we go with the traditional way if it's more cost effective, that's going to take a little bit longer, or is it important that we get these out to market today?
Yeah, we are looking that way. And we have done these studies. When I say we have, means we actually have a third party firms, the national firms that they do the feasibility study and give the market conditions. So we got all those details and we feel very confident of what we are doing, showing that yes, there is a demand. So the only thing right now is on us to figure it out how we can deliver it on time and under budget, or at least to the point of the budget. So that's why having multiple projects under I would not say under contract, but we already actually own the land and we are doing it already. So it gives us a little bit of flexibility because for each project we can choose a different type of construction based on the way you just explained it.
Yeah.
We can pick and choose what we want, how we want, and then for the next project we can adopt that methodology how we are going to do it.
I'm wondering if these companies, since they're dealing with multiple projects in their company, are there any cost savings associated with that?
Oh yeah. So it's significant cost savings. For example, if we are going with just a regular tunnel form construction, you are saving at least at $10 to $20 per square footage. So what it means is that per project on average, the square footage is close to 500,000 square footage, 500,000 square footage. It times that to $20, you know how much the savings is. So it's a significant saving, 4 to 5 million minimum. So that 4 to 5 million time versus the cost. I only give the example of one form of construction, right? So we already have the cost per square footage for the modular, and we are again talking with a modular construction firm. They do strictly with the steel, so they say that that's going to be much cheaper. So we are actually evaluating for one of the project to see if that makes sense to us. So having multiple projects in hand and multiple timelines, so it's a blessing in disguise in a way that so we have options, but it's hard to choose which option. So, but we know for sure the first project, whichever we are doing it, we know we are going to go with the tunnel forms.
Yeah. So when it comes to determining the bells and whistles of a building, should you build kind of on the cheaper end? Should you go middle of the road, or should you go like super high end? Talk a little bit how you determine that in a brand new building, because you can have a cheaper brand new building where there's a little bit more cost in operating because things break more because you're not putting high end, you're replacing countertops, you're replacing cabinetry. So talk a little bit about how you determine how to build one of these large apartment buildings.
Yep. So our first thing is that we want to build and hold for a little longer time. So our first criteria. For us to do it, we want to build with a quality product. That's the first one. And the next one is how we are going to determine is based on the type of asset that is going to be. For example, and Apopka, there is one project that we are doing. It's a 414 units. Actually, this is the one. It's a 414 units. It's a workforce housing. So it's going to be a workforce housing. So we are not going to have a lot of amenities in it. It's going to have it, but it's not going to have any amenities of everything that we can see at a premier residential complex or apartment complex.
So can I ask a question here for our users? They might not know or understand the definition of workforce housing. How do you define that?
So whenever I say workforce housing, the average medium income for that location should be around 60 to 120% of AMI. So it's an average medium income. So that's the maximum rent that you can get. So what it means is, as an example, let's say for a location you have your average annual income is 100,000, and for 50,000 income person or household, they are getting some kind of an allowance or a housing subsidy from government. So these guys who are above 50,000 and less than 100,000, and they are unable to get that housing allowance, just like not a Section 8, but they cannot get any kind of those housing allowances. So they know for sure they are over the limit of the minimum criteria and less than the medium income. So those individuals, they can kind of having as a rental cap for them. So the average rent for them would be, they know what is going to be their rent. So generally I would say the rule of thumb is 30% of their income is what the maximum rent that they're going to pay. So that's how the workforce housing is. It's not a Section 8. It is the next.
Yeah, so those are the we were talking about above the line and below these. The Section 8 is, as you know, is our expertise, and that's the folks that are below the line that they need 100% help in paying their rent. Okay, hey, let's switch gears just a little bit. We in our last segment here. So what do you think the future trends are that you're seeing in new construction? Is it, technology? Is it sustainability? Is it different types of amenities that renters want? Like, where do you see that going in the future?
I would say the first thing is the amenities. If you are going to build a premium product, you're going to have the technology in the entire complex. We have seen one as a case study where the moment as a tenant you enter the building, you won't even have any. You will just go with your phone, the access, and then you won't see a single guest or anywhere. You just go with it. Everything is automated, just like the moment you go, the elevator opens. That's how it would be. Everything is connected. When I say everything is connected to you, just like in your home, you have these Google devices. That's how it's going to be. The moment you are providing those, it's going to be under the premium one. And coming to the sustainability, for sure, everyone wants to do it just because of the lending. So you get a lending, C-PACE lending, they call it. So if there is anything energy efficient, so you're going to get it. So, and coming to the trends, I would say we still lack the basic workforce housing. So that's what it's going to be there. And in maybe 2 to 3 years, we see more of these housing shortages.
Absolutely.
And more people would prefer to rent rather than buying the homes. So you will see more of those, what do you call, the tenants increasing, declining the owning a home. It's just the generation gap, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely more of a disconnect, but there's definitely more of a gap between low income and wealthy folks, right? And I think that's what we're seeing. So as you know, we deal with a lot of low income folks that are on, Section 8 subsidies. But what we're seeing there is there's more and more people on that. And when somebody comes to us and says, hey, I make $50,000 a year and I'm not going to get any help on my rent, and you want $1,500 for this apartment, I can't afford that. Right. So the workforce housing is definitely the place to be. My hope for the future is that they expand the subsidies that they're giving to folks to not just include those under a specific amount, right? Because it depends, right? What is that amount in California versus what is that amount in Pittsburgh? It varies, right? So there almost needs to be a different range in different areas for the government to look for, and who they're actually supporting in their household, right? Very different. If you're making $100,000, you live in California, you need help paying rent. So that's just what it is. And, making $100,000 here in Pittsburgh, you can probably afford rent and live a pretty decent life. So, all right, Amar, almost out of time. We can continue to talk about the future, but I think you're right on point where it comes to technology. Technology is here to stay, and you're going to see more and more of that, especially in your higher end buildings. So, hey, if somebody wants to get in touch with you and talk about any of these great things that you do, multifamily, new construction, senior living, RV parks, how can they get in touch with you?
So you can call me at my phone number, or you can connect me on my Facebook or LinkedIn, or you can go to our development website. It's called trinitydevelopments.net. You will get all the information, the contact information. And my phone number is 312-246-9523. Again, I repeat my phone number. It's 312-246-9523. Give me a text, or you can connect me on the Facebook or LinkedIn or on our website.
That's awesome. He's great at getting back to people too. So we always appreciate that in somebody. So, hey, Amar, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it. And learners, I hope that you learned a little bit about new construction and take the pieces of advice that Amar and experience has taught him about new construction. And I think my biggest takeaway from this is know your market. And I would even say top is know your team, right? Have a tight knit team, know what everybody's doing, stay on the same page, and you'll be successful. Anyways, hey guys, ciao for now, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you, Jacqueline, and thank you for having me on your podcast. So thank you very much.
Sure. We'll be talking soon.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Jacqueline and Melvin, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of Get Diversified. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. Finally, stop by our website and follow us on social media. Ciao for now. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. And remember, get diversified.